Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Clique, and today we're going to be reviewing the Gamesense Rush. Special thanks to Gamesense for setting this out for review, but like you guys already know, that doesn't affect how I review the product, and I'll just tell you guys how I really feel about it. Let's not waste any more time and get straight into it. Starting off with the sizes and pricing, currently the Gamesense Rush is offered in one size, which is this pad right here, 500 by 500 millimeters with 3 millimeters of thickness, and it's going to run you about $35. The pad did lay flat straight out of the box, and the packaging that they used for the Rush was epic, so nice job on that. And yeah, they just did a really good job on the design of this packaging. Looking at the design and branding, they kept it very minimal with your standard matte black look with only a logo on the bottom right corner of the mouse pad. The design that they used here is actually part of the surface itself, so it isn't raised or textured on that area of the pad. Checking out the stitching, Gamesense claims the Rush uses double stitch edges that's even with the pad, but that's not completely true since the stitching is slightly, and I mean very slightly, raised from the surface of this pad. You can feel the height difference easily just by running your finger over where the stitching and the main surface area of the pad meets, or by using just something like a sheet of paper, and the stitching will stop it slightly if you're pushing down, and you can just easily tell that it's not completely flat with the surface area of this pad. Either way, to me, it's not a big deal since this didn't cause me any arm rotation, and I didn't even notice this while I was gaming, but I only really noticed this because I'm doing a review on this pad, so I kind of had to look out for some of those smaller details. However, the quality of the stitching is excellent, with there being no inconsistencies or fraying anywhere on the stitching of the Rush. As for the surface, I was honestly kind of surprised by the Rush, mainly because of its name, the Rush, which made me think this pad was going to be extremely fast, which was not completely the case, but this happened to be one of those pleasant surprises because it actually turned out to be one of my favorite surfaces on the faster side. It's not close to speed you would get on pads like the Glorious Ice or an Artisan Shinnenkai, but more in line with hybrid pads like the Odin Infinity and Artisan Hien. I've seen a lot of people compare this to the Artisan Hien, and for good reason since there are a lot of similarity between these two pads, but keep in mind that this pad is coming in at only $35 as opposed to something like the Hien, which after shipping will probably cost you upwards of $60 or even $70. The surface is non-coated, so as far as deterioration of its speed and performance, it should hold up well over time, and the Rush is designed to be water and humidity resistant, which I can confirm after pouring a small amount of water on this pad, since it will either slide completely off of this pad's surface or it will absorb and disappear into the pad itself. And here's a quick test of that just so you know. So while it does show watermark on the camera, I don't actually feel any wetness on the pad itself, and it should go away like it did the last time that I did a water test on this pad. Since I know a lot of people reviewing this pad will probably be comparing it to other hybrid speed and control pads, I wanted to give a quick comparison of it to Gamesense other mouse pad, the Radar, in case you were interested in seeing how those two pads differ. So while the Radar feels like a silky smooth and soft cloth control mouse pad, the Rush is more like a rougher and slightly more abrasive surface. Not that it bothered my wrist or hand, with improved stitching and a noticeably faster glide. I want to make clear that the rougher texture of the surface doesn't feel that noticeable while playing, and I think this material that they're using is actually what helps the Rush to feel a lot better in terms of having a solid balance of control with its speed. When making micro adjustments like moving slightly in any direction or moving your mouse in small circles while you play is really when you feel the speed of this pad, which is going to help you make those small adjustments in game and help you to line up your crosshair right where you need it. This pad does have more resistance, however, if you're making longer, more pronounced movements like any long swipes vertically, diagonally, or horizontally, which I think is good because out of the few times that I do need to move my mouse that fast and that far, it's made it a lot easier to stop since you are getting what feels like to be a higher coefficient of friction when making those larger strides, and overall it makes your mouse feel a lot easier to control when you're moving that far. This made the Rush a great choice for tactical shooters like Valorant, where many times you are making small micro adjustments instead of a ton of large swipes, like if you're playing a game like Fortnite and you're doing free building. But for when you do need to stop and hit a flick, this pad is made for stopping quickly on those larger swipes. Moving on, the Rush also has a sturdy anti-slip rubber base that will not budge after you lay it on your desk, and it's probably one of the best pads that I've used in this regard. It is a really good non-slip rubber base. So overall, the Gamesense Rush is easily one of the best mouse pads that I've gotten to try this year, and I think functionality wise it's excellent. If you want a pad that's great at allowing you to move short distances quickly for micro adjustments, but you want more stopping power and friction for those larger swipes, then the Rush is going to be the right pad for you. It strikes a great balance between speed and control, and it's the safe choice that shows promise for long-term durability and has excellent fundamentals with a great surface, very strong rubber base, double stitch edges, and no obnoxious branding. I also think the pricing for this size is fair, and it's in line with their competition like the Odin Infinity, which also charges about $35 for a 500 by 500 pad. I think that if Gamesense can keep these in stock, then they do have a real winner on their hands. Personally, I'd like to see Gamesense release more colorways for the Rush, since I think it's going to gain a lot more popularity as time goes on. Like always, link for purchase is going to be down below in the description if you want to get your hands on the Gamesense Rush. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure that you guys give it a like, or if this helped you in your purchasing decision. And I make all types of content on gaming tech like this, so if you're interested in this type of content, consider checking out some of the other videos we have on the channel and subscribing. And like always, you guys are awesome. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.